Are you afraid by Pyretta Blaze fitting for our current time in Night City? You've got to ask yourself the same question right about now. Welcome back to your regularly scheduled programming. It's the Queen of the Combat Zone back from the dead with a few brain bits missing and even less of a fuck to give. Hell of a time for me to be knocking on heaven's door from the looks of things. We've had one motherfucker of a week. So picture this, some wired up runner, probably chugging synth calf and god complex, decides the best way to fight a hostile AI is to release it into the goddamn net. Bravo. Standing ovation, clap, clap result. The digital umbilical cord snapped across 3 continents. Night City went dark in every district worth drinking in. Except, oh, surprise, the corporate core kept the lights on. 3 full days of blackout, which in Night City terms is like 3 decades anywhere else. Egypt, meanwhile, got the short straw, still in the dark, and absolutely nobody has a clue when the lights are coming back. Finally, the Corpo played pen. The Crystal Palace got gutted. Systems fried. Operations hammered. Damage tag floating around at about 128 million eddies mark, from what I've heard. Netwatch is on mop-up duty, cordoning off data hell like traffic cones stop a freeway pile-up. Night Corp's got their sleeves rolled up, assuring us all that the juice is back on. Well, maybe in Corpo Plaza where the champagne's still cold, but down in the Glen? Yeah, I'll believe it when the vending machines start working again. Then, after all this, we get hit with one of the most ghoulish things I've seen in this city, and I'm not bullshitting, I've seen it firsthand. See, you might not be able to tell, but your darling voice on the air is actually not American-born. I know, hold back the shock and amazement. But I've been helping out the British Immigrant Collective get not only themselves out of harm's way, but also as many people as possible close to ground zero of that crashed AV. What I've seen would turn the stomach of the hardest and gruffest solos on the field. People just turning to grey goop, dusted in the streets after hours of agony. Please, people, do yourselves a favour and listen to instructions on this one. Nobody hates the corpo cunts more than me, but leave a wide berth of the Badlands. So we got a blown up net, a crashed AV dropping the goo, virus and riots every day and night for the past 3 days. Did we skip over that? The inner city looks more like the combat zone than ever, but you can just look outside your window for that news story. Speaking of news, let's turn the dial to something Arasaka would really prefer I didn't broadcast. This one's for Pete Steele and the rest of Pyretta Blaze. A week back, the Rad House got turned into a stage for one of their little clean-up operations. They weren't there for the cheap drinks or the sticky floors. No, this was an execution gig. The target, my beloved Pete Steele, frontman of Pyretta Blaze, the bloke who had the audacity to stand in front of a crowd at the stadium riot and remind everyone Arasaka's only as strong as their stadiums are flammable. Apparently, that sing-along hurt their feelings. Poor baby. So what did the big bad megacorp do? They kicked the door in with a squad of their ninjas. Yes, proper corporate cutthroats in black, looking like a bad holodrama. And they went straight for Steele. I've seen the footage, cut clean from a Cyberpunk's video feed. The last of those killers shoves a blade through Pete. Drops him hard, even as the gunfire eats him alive in return. The ninja dies, but not before he takes his pound of flesh. Turns out Pete, mortally wounded, killed all the cunts in the bar, lit up a cig, and flatlined with a smile on his face. At least that last part is what he would have probably wanted. Now here's the bit Arasaka really wants scrubbed. Eyewitnesses. Locals swear they saw Steele being dragged out, bleeding all over the floor, shoved onto a stretcher and loaded into an unmarked van. No medevac tags, no badges, nothing but blank plates and tinted windows. Then it was gone. Down the road like a ghost. And since then, radio silence. No calls, no sightings, no screaming frontman in your feed. Hickey and Nocturne, his bandmates, have gone public. They say Pete's been unreachable since that night, and they're laying the blame square on Arasaka's doorstep. And why not? This is the same corp that already tried to rip Pyretta Blaze off, slapping their name on some knockoff poser band like no one would notice. Now they're doubling down. Erase the real thing. Keep selling the fake. Hickey and Nocturne didn't mince words either. Without Steele, there is no Pyretta Blaze. You cut out the heart, the fire dies. They're urging fans to burn that fake band's bootleg merch. light it up in vigil, and hold on to the hope that Pete's still breathing somewhere in the cracks of this city. So here's your choice, Night City. Do you swallow Arasaka's silence, or do you torch their lies? Because if Steel really is gone, then every note he ever sang becomes a war drum. And if he's alive, well then Arasaka better pray the bastard doesn't pick up a mic again. Burn, baby, burn. I better see that merch get torched like that I saw on the skyline. Well, that about wraps up today's drama. It's 2 p.m. The city is in chaos. The world lost a rocker to the streets. I lost half my brain and my future ex-husband. Fuck you, Arasaka. Here's a bootleg recording of Pete Steele from the very same bar we lost him at. Go visit Coyote at the Rad House. Tell him Spitwire sent you and buy a drink in Steele's honour.
Yeah, you say we suck. We paid $15. 15 American dollars. To get in here. And we're getting paid. Paid for the shit. Who's the real asshole here?